What's up, you guys? Thanks for tuning into another Spiritually.Ziya reading. So today we are going to be getting some messages to see what did the full moon do for you guys spiritually, mentally, emotionally, and physically, okay? So we're going to be checking out those energies today, getting you guys some clarity because this full moon was actually a lunar eclipse and it was a blood moon. And it was in Virgo. So it was pretty intense, and I've been noticing a lot of similar or like energies that have been just kind of circulating with the collective. Sorry, I'm getting my daughter some toys and stuff so she can play. But yeah, I've been noticing a lot of similar experiences and energies that the collective has been dealing with. So I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to take a look. We're going to just dive in. So I got a oracle card and a tarot card for each section that we're looking into. So for the first section, we're going to be looking into spiritually. What did the full moon do for you guys? We have vow with 54 and says wish, hope, and worship. And 54 does reduce down to a 9. And for some reason, this is kind of making me think of like the 9 of cups in a way, like some sort of wish fulfillment. I feel like it also, like the full moon definitely helped restore your faith in yourself, in the universe. And I feel like spiritually, a lot of us have been doing like this mass purge. Okay. And I'm thinking, you know, this tree house with the little pop and all of this stuff is making me think of like childhood, if it'll focus. It's making me think of childhood, clearing a lot of like childhood trauma, karmic energies. This isn't even just like within your physical reality. I feel like this is also like within your ancestral karma. You guys are clearing a lot of this away. And don't mind her. Her nickname is Screech for a reason, okay? But yeah, ancestral karma, and you guys are also like freeing yourself from any binding contracts that you could have committed to in any lifetime, not even just this lifetime, but any other lifetime, okay? And this little tree with like these different scarves, I see like red, green, blue, and yellow on here, which is making me think of the different chakras, the root, the heart, the solar, and the throat chakra. I feel like you guys spiritually are gaining some serious upgrades in these areas, okay? So definitely be looking out for signs or symptoms of you going through these spiritual upgrades. But I do feel like overall, you guys are cleaning the slate, okay? So that way you guys can move closer to not only your destiny and your purpose, but returning back to who you are outside of all of these different commitments, responsibilities, spiritual baggage that you've been carrying, you know, like just being able to be free with your expression and with who you are. Let's see, for the tarot card, we got the 8 of Swords in reverse. Yeah, I like that because this is like freeing yourself from the mental prisons, from the binds, from the constraints, okay? Not limiting yourself anymore. Literally freeing yourself. This card in reverse is talking about freedom, okay? Freedom from that mental prison that you have put yourself in, the negative doubts, the thoughts, the limiting perceptions, projections. It's so many things, okay? Everything that people have told you that kind of tore you down, everything that you told yourself that has tore you down, you are literally cleaning that slate. These things will no longer have any like power or hold over you. I feel like the more you continue to, I just made a post about inner child healing. The more you start to embrace your inner child and do things that connect you to your inner child, which would be, you know, playing outside, getting dirty, watching a kid's movie, getting creative, singing, dancing, playing, anything along these lines, anything that you used to do as a kid. And if you weren't able to really have a childhood, give it to yourself now. You're not too old. Okay, the more you connect with that, the more you heal. And there is a big message there, okay? So mentally, what did the full moon do for you guys? We have okay. It says stability, harmony, and acceptance. We got number 65. And I love this because I feel like mentally, Spirit has kind of helped you shift your mindset to seeing the more like positives and everything. Like, I really am okay. Like, I'm not just telling people like, oh, I'm okay. Like, faking it until we make it. It's like you really made it to that point of like, you are really okay. Like, you made it through the storm, you know what I mean? And I feel like you're starting to kind of find a lot more mental stability. You're making peace with everything that has happened. You're seeing the bigger picture, and you can really thank like yourself because you've done so much inner work, but you can also thank the universe for really putting you in the energies that you needed to sit in order for you to process and heal these things, because there was a lot that was sitting stagnant in your energy for so long, and the universe kind of just sent this tornado through. It was like, it's time to go. It's time for this shit to move. And like, it might have felt very scary at first, you know, a lot going on, very chaotic, but you made it through the storm, okay? You are okay, and I feel like mentally you guys are just in a way better space. And there's a lot of like blue here. Oh, and this card is green, and it's got, we were picking up like the heart chakra, the throat chakra. Like, I feel like mentally you guys are also feeling more connected with your authenticity, with your truth. And I think that's something else that's kind of carrying you through the different challenges and shit that life throws at you, right? Because even if we do start healing trauma and shit like that, like, we're still going to get hit with life and things are going to happen. But I feel like you have created like a lot of like resilience and perseverance in your energy. Like, you really can get through anything. Like, you really can. We have the Ace of Wands coming out with this, and I feel like mentally you guys are also going to be feeling a lot more inspired, a lot more passionate, because you're not like carrying so much heavy energies, things that are kind of holding you back or like watering your energy down. Like, you're free now, right? And you're starting to feel more positive. You're feeling more energized. Your mind feels like it's in a better place, you know, like, and that's opening up that energy of creativity, of passion, of like getting back into that flow of who you are and being able to express yourself. I really love this for you guys because this is a new beginning from the universe that they have given you for your hard work. You know what I mean? Like, this wasn't always easy. And I feel like you guys have like really been on a path of self-mastery, of like also learning how to utilize your mind to really manifest what it is that you truly desire in this life, okay? Like, which is beautiful. That is a superpower. You should really commend yourself on all of your hard work because you have came such a long way. And I feel like the universe is telling you, like, watch how your thoughts and your intentions really start to manifest right before you. It's going to happen very fast, okay? I've even noticed this within my own energy, like, and this was even prior to the full moon actually happening, like leading up to the full moon, I would like pray for something and boom, like within a couple hours or within the next day, that shit would happen. It was crazy. So I feel like that is going to be like your guys' energy for a while now, or for the next few months at least. But I'm even picking up to a year. Like, you guys are really going to start to manifest a lot of beautiful things for you guys, a lot of opportunities, a lot of growth. Okay. But this could even extend outside of that. I'm just saying, like, the next year is going to be really building up that confidence with your abilities to manifest, to make shit happen, and realizing how powerful the mind is, okay? Like, we know that it's powerful, but you're going to see it firsthand, how powerful this shit really is, okay? And emotionally, what the full moon did for you guys was we got apology with number 71. It says guilt, confession, and forgiveness. And I love this coming out emotionally because, yeah, you guys are really making peace with what it is that has really like tore you down in the past, that has like kind of controlled your emotional outbursts and things like that. You know what I mean? Sorry, I gotta pick her up real quick. Come here, baby. Oh, she's probably going to try to grab all these cards and stuff, but that's okay. But yeah, you guys are like emotionally, you guys are purging a lot. You guys are moving on from the things that have really beat you down in the past, that have created a lot of emotional turmoil for you guys. It's like you guys are on, like I said before, like a path of freedom. And I feel like emotionally what the full moon did was really open up those wounds. And it might have been challenging and uncomfortable to sit in some of these feelings. You might be crying a lot. You might still be crying a lot, okay? But this is because it's like when you take out like a splinter, you know, it hurts when you're taking it out, and then afterwards sometimes it bleeds a little bit, but then it starts to like close up, it starts to scab up, you know what I mean? And that's kind of like the vibe that I'm getting right now. It's like you just pulled that splinter out. Now it hurt a little bit, you know, and it's maybe bleeding a little bit, but it's healing. Now it's on the path of healing, you know. Every time you take that step, it's not going to hurt. And this was something that really needed to happen for a long time now. So it might take a little bit of time to process these emotions, but you are moving in the right direction as far as how to get over these different uncomfortable feelings. And you really have to feel it to heal it. And you also have to feel the uncomfortable feelings so that way you can feel the depth of the more positive and joyful feelings, you know, like success and happiness and inspiration and joy, all of these different things, right, that we want to feel. And we have the Chariot in reverse. Why did I say the Chariot? That's a crystal. Maybe you guys could benefit from working with that crystal. The Chariot in reverse. So this to me is telling me like it's time to just take things slow, to give yourself some rest, especially emotionally. Like when you're feeling emotional those days, try to take it a little bit more easy. Give yourself some grace, you know, and celebrate the silent victories, because you have been doing a lot that maybe people don't necessarily see physically, but you know, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, energetically, you've been doing so much work, and like you've came a long way. And I feel like Spirit's kind of telling you to celebrate the silent victories, to give yourself praise, celebrate yourself a little bit more, but take it easy, take it slow. You know, this is a long process. It's not meant to be like a race, you know, like, oh, I'm done purging quicker than anybody else, or this is taking me a lot longer than everyone else. Like, is there something wrong? Like, no, everybody's got their own trauma, their own feelings that they're processing. And depending on how long that shit's been sitting in your body, it might take a little bit longer for you to finally get over or get past these things. Okay. You're not meant to triumph over them. You're meant to feel them, understand them, integrate them, and then you like are working in harmony with them. That means you've learned all the lessons. That means you have gained all the wisdom and the knowledge that these different things have came into your life to teach you, you know, closing out that cycle. And we do have 7, 8, because the Chariot is 7. And this card is number 8 if you reduce the 71 down, right? So this is like steps, okay? Break it down into steps, taking baby steps. You don't have to take no giant leaps. Like I said, it's not a race. So for the physical, what did the full moon do for you guys? We have calm with number 14, inner peace, simplicity, and meditation. And I don't know why, but this is definitely giving me the vibe. And maybe because this is simplicity, actually. I do know why. But this is giving me... Sorry, my daughter's in her bouncer. It's giving me the vibe of, like, being more minimalistic, getting rid of things. Finally letting go of, like, physical, tangible things that hold on to energy. Or are, like, kind of cluttering your space, in order for you to have more peace and more of like a feng shui, more of a flow in your space, okay, and in your environment. And with number 14, this is making me think of temperance, which is making me think of like healing. So for those of you that have been dealing with like physical ailments, illnesses, things like that, I do feel like your physical body will be finding a lot of healing. Look, and if you look in the background, it almost looks like a red moon, don't it? And we're talking about the blood moon. Interesting. But yeah, I feel like if you've been dealing with like any physical ailments, anything like that, you are going to be receiving a lot of healing within your physical body. You might even be getting a new doctor or switching your medication to something that is going to help you more. Or maybe you're taking a more holistic route, right? Using herbs, the power of the mind, breathing techniques, things like that, where you'll be able to kind of heal your own body. As humans, we do have that ability to be able to heal our bodies. That's why when we get a scratch or a cut, like, it ends up healing it eventually. You know, it takes a little bit of time, but you're going crazy. But it does end up healing and it turns into like a scar, you know what I mean? So you could be taking a more holistic route, and that could be something that is actually really beneficial for you on your healing journey. Yeah, I feel like also for those of you that have been living like a really fast-paced life, feeling like you don't have much time to really just like relax, I feel like Spirit is giving you that opportunity. So you'll be able to physically unwind, relax, enjoy yourself, spend some time with those that you love, spend some time taking care of you, you know, kind of making yourself a priority. And we have Justice as your tarot card. So physically, I just feel like you're going to be feeling a lot more balanced, a lot more well-rounded. Your mind's going to feel sharp. Your energy is going to feel more in tune and balanced, well-rounded, okay? I feel like you're going to be speaking up for yourself, speaking your truth, kind of moving toward your purpose. For those of you that are dealing with any, like, like court situations, or you're trying to get out of some sort of contract or something, trying to, I don't know, maybe sign a contract, this is a good symbol that things are going to work out in your favor, okay? Like if you want to move and you're trying to get on a new lease, we're going to use that as an example. This is going to be something that works out in your favor. It's going to benefit you a lot, okay? And I feel like it's also just going to, like I said at the beginning, kind of like give you that, I think I said it at the beginning of this reading, but you're going to see like a glimpse of something that you've been really wanting, like starting to work out for you, okay? Like you're going to finally get that call and it's going to be like, hey, like you get to move in 14 days, you know what I mean? You're going to be like, finally, like I got the call, I've been waiting 2 years, you know what I mean? It's like things like that, like start working out for you. But that's just a glimpse at what's to come. There's so much more on the horizon for you. So now we're going to get some tea leaf cards and we're going to see if there's any additional messages, things to look out for, whatever Spirit wants to bring through. This is a really big deck, so it's awkward to shuffle. So let's get some additional messages. Woo! It flew right over on the ground. All right. So on the bottom we got pale. It says time to get out of a situation. Yeah, quite frankly, it is time for you to move on from something, okay? And if you look at this, it almost looks like this pail is like hitting rocks. It's almost like hitting rock bottom. Like there is nothing more that this situation is going to be able to give you to benefit you. Spirit's like, you know, like there's no more growth. There's no more room for you here. So like you're meant to, you know, grow beyond these limits. So, oh, let's grab the ones that fell on the floor. We got crib. Ooh, birth or conception of a child or enterprise. Come on. Hold on, let me move these. That might help a little bit. There we go. birth or conception of a child or enterprise. So for those of you that have been, ooh, that's another message. Okay, if you've been dealing with any like hormonal imbalances or anything like that in your body, I feel like you're definitely getting the help that you need to be able to conceive if that's something that you're wanting. And if you're not, just be cautious and careful that you are being protected when you're, doing the thing, because you very much could end up pregnant. I mean, we know how conception happens, but also if you're like working on trying to build a business or something, this could be a good indication that that is on the horizon for you, that you are going to have a lot of success in that, okay? The universe is making sure that they're working behind the scenes to open up some opportunities for you. My daughter's wild right now. We got shield. You need to defend yourself. Didn't that kind of like come up, like you advocating for yourself, speaking up for yourself? Yeah, just make sure that like, don't entertain negative energy. But if people are overstepping your boundaries and shit, ain't nothing wrong with speaking up and letting a motherfucker know. There's consequences to overstepping boundaries. But also the shield is making me think like you are protected from negative energies, like trying to stick to you or whatever. Spirit's like, I'll banish that shit back to where it came from, okay? Like, they got you, but don't be afraid to speak up for yourself. We got chain. It says chain of events that will affect your life. So I don't necessarily feel like this is a bad thing. And I'm looking at this, it looks like a map in the background. So like you could be moving or something soon. Like I was kind of picking up here. Like for those of you that are wanting to move, it's like this is going to be a good move. It's going to trigger like another chain of effects. Like maybe you find a better job, you find your person, whatever, okay? Like it's going to be something that is going to be positive. And the gold chain is making me think of like prosperity, abundance, wealth, okay? Good health, things like that. We got chair with empty. Someone is leaving your life, okay? So if there's somebody that's leaving, it was meant to be like that, okay? They need to get up out of there. They need to clear the space. Let somebody else come sit in this throne that is going to actually act like a king or a queen, okay? Not no little ass kid. We don't need no little kid energy. This is 2025, okay? It's time to really stand in our power and like clear out the people that are trying to take our power from us. You know what I mean? Period, Peanut. Period. We got needle and thread. A sincere wish will be granted. Yes. You've been threading this needle for a minute, trying to sow these seeds, and you finally like got the platform together. The fabrics have been sewn, and now this shit can actually come into fruition for you. You know what I mean? You've been doing a lot of work, and this is about to pay off. We have spear. It says heartache over what you no longer have, which, let me just say, this is a important process when it comes to releasing things, people, relationships, old houses, environments, lifestyles. It does come with grief. We do have to grieve these things because they were a part of us at one point. And sometimes it could, or in some situations, it could have been like they've been a part of us for a long time. So there's a lot of history there. There's a lot of chemistry, a lot of memories, and that ain't nothing wrong with that, okay? But we have to like release the spirit, allow our heart to bleed for these situations, or allow ourselves to cry over these situations, right? So that way we can start the healing process, like I've talked about already. I'm not going to reiterate that, but it's an important process. So don't feel like you have to kind of protect yourself from these feelings, because you're going to actually hurt yourself more, okay? And we have marriage. Interesting. Some of you guys that are in a relationship, your relationship could be getting taken to the next level. And with this empty chair and the spear, if this is a marriage that you feel is no longer serving you and it's time for you to release this, that could definitely be a really hard situation, especially if you have kids with them, you're living with them, you know, the marital contracts, not contracts, but the marital license and shit, like, it comes with a lot of steps. But I do feel like this is something that is going to work out for you. But this can also be an indication of maybe getting married, to somebody that brings you a lot of peace, somebody that really lights you up, or like I said, you could be choosing yourself over a situation or a person, and that is okay, okay? No need to feel guilty over that. It could be multiple different ways because this is a collective reading, right? So put it where it fits. We have unicorn. Use your intuition to make beneficial changes, okay? You are a rare individual for this unicorn card to be coming out, right? There's so many cards in there, and to have the unicorn card come out, you are a very rare individual. You have rare energy. You have a very strong intuition and a very strong connection to the divine. Don't be afraid to listen to yourself. Even when other people question you or doubt you, like, do not doubt yourself. You know more than, I don't want to say most, but I'm going to say most because I don't know the other words to say right now. You know more than most people do, okay? Like, and there will be people that will try to tell you lies. You know, people lie, energy don't. So really trust your intuition when it comes to making big changes, when it comes to, like, who needs to leave, what needs to leave. You know, trust that. Trust that this is your path. This is where you're being led, okay? So let's see. I think I'm going to pull one final message to end this reading here. It's about time for my daughter to come up out of that bouncer, and my coffee should be done by now, and I'm kind of hungry. So, hopefully you guys could hear me good. I didn't realize my mic was so, like, far up underneath me, but whatever. One final message, please, and thank you, Spirit. What do you want them to know? Any extra or additional insight? Make sure you don't start seeing yourself through the eyes of those who don't value you. You need to know your worth even when others don't. You are not what people think of you. Period. I ain't even gonna, like, go more into depth with that because enough said. Stop letting other people's distorted perceptions make you feel like that is who you are. Know your truth. Know who you are, so when people try to project onto you, that shit can't faze you, okay? It says you wouldn't plant a seed and then dig it up every few minutes to see if it has grown. So why do you keep questioning yourself, your hard work, and your decisions? Have patience, stop overthinking, and keep watering your seeds. Come on. Exactly what we were kind of talking about. I mean, I didn't say it in those exact words, but we have been talking about, like, you planting seeds, sowing seeds, you know, kind of creating the fabrics for these things to manifest. And Spirit's like, stop questioning if this is coming. It's fruitful, okay? This is abundant. Like, this is manifesting for you. Trust your intuition. Trust, like, and look, the horn is even, like, facing towards it. You know, trust your intuition that this is for you, okay? Sorry, I couldn't get the fucking words out. And I'm gonna leave you guys here. Sorry, I can't fucking talk all of a sudden. I will definitely, hopefully see you guys in my next one. Please take care of yourself. And if this resonated with you, feel free to give us a like, comment, subscribe, hit the little bell button so you don't miss when I upload. Hope to see you guys in my next one.